South India, we had numerous areas where Buddhist monuments have been found. It was mainly the area of Andhra Pradesh, the Vengi area, which witnessed numerous Buddhist stupa and sites. So the first one that we would understand is Sanati. Now Sanati witnessed one of the largest stupa site, and this had the stupas similar to Amravati. Note, this Amravati is the Amravati of Andhra Pradesh, not the Amravati of Maharashtra, and this was decorated with sculptural relief. The next important site is Anekapalli. Anekapalli is close to Vishakhapatnam, and it is a place where huge rock cut stupa has been witnessed during the 4th and the 5th century, and this was again one of the biggest rock cut stupas that have been found in India. So Anekapalli, again important. Now besides this region of Andhra Pradesh, even in the region of Odisha, we had the Udayagiri and the Khandagiri caves. So Udayagiri and the Khandagiri caves have been important. It is believed that Udayagiri and Khandagiri caves in Odisha represented the inscriptions of the Kharvela king, and it had many of the monuments even from the Jain monks. It had huge independent boulders which were created, and many of the shapes of animals was even given. Numerous narratives and folklores have been seen. As we have seen in most of the Buddhist sculptures, we have witnessed Jataka stories, the stories or the folklores that come as a narrative. So similar narratives have been seen in Udayagiri and Khandagiri caves, and these talk about the series and the basic idea similar to the Jataka stories. Now, all the big caves included a cave with the pillared veranda, and these pillared veranda had cells towards the back of the site. Those cells were decorated in the series with the Chaitya hall, and therefore created a very good example of qualitative carving. The caves were highly voluminous, and some of the complexes have been even excavated in the later period. The next important location is Guntapalle. Now Guntapalle is a rock cut cave which is near Eluru, and it has a small apsidal and circular Chaitya halls. Now apsidal, as we said, is a semicircular termination or the recessing area of the building. Now here independent Buddha images have been witnessed. Now independent Buddha images have not only been witnessed in Guntapalli, but besides that also in the Nagarjun Konda, in the regions of Amravati, in the regions of Guntapalli, as we already mentioned, had independent Buddha statues. Now Guntapalli in Eluru district is important because the circular halls and the Chaitya halls that were carved here were relatively smaller as those found in the western parts of India, in the regions of Karla, Kanheri, Ajanta, Ellora caves. So here the circular Chaitya halls, the Chaitya caves which are circular were relatively smaller. The Chaitya arch was seen at the entrance, and then after the entrance there was a circular hall which was represented. Also, many of the Vihara caves have been witnessed. These Vihara caves were again shorter in dimensions as compared to Western India, and these Vihara caves also had the Chaitya arch in the beginning of it or towards the front of it, starting of it. Also, Rameralapallam had some of the major excavation sites which were witnessed. Next to it were two important locations, the Nagarjun Konda, which is the present day Nagarjun Hills, and the region of Goli. Both of these had numerous images of Buddha, and they created an effect where protruding surface of the body was witnessed. The volume of these caves were much more as considered or as compared to the Amravati caves or the Amravati sculptures. So Amravati sculptures had similar features, but here the protruding surface of the body was one of the major features and characteristics. Coming on to Amravati, as we said, Mahachaitya was one of the major features of Amravati, and the most important location in Amravati, the stupa, was that the Pradikshina Path was within the Vedika. In the Sachi stupa, we talked about how the Pradikshina Path can be to the circumambulatory path. Now this could be the lower and the upper one, and outside that you had a Vedika. So here the Pradakshina path has been enclosed with a Vedika, and these Vedika has the narrative sculptures. Now the features that have been found in the region of Amravati, Andhra Pradesh in the Buddhist monuments have been unique. Firstly, the body structure shows three bend, and therefore it is known as the Tribhag monuments. The figures are very slender, the emotions are intensely depicted, and the sculptural monuments here have higher complexity in compared to the Sanchi Stupa. The linearity slowly becomes more and more flexible. More 3D space is created by adding more volume, angular bodies and overlapping figures, and the narrative life of Buddha and Jataka stories have been represented. Even the birth event of Queen Maya Devi have been represented in the Amravati caves. So the same story of the Queen Mayavati and her dreams where she saw the elephant have been represented. Now, as we saw, the Amravati, the construction was witnessed in the early stages during the 3rd century, but it was also developed with more complexities and more variety, and the early phases of the Amravati show the region devoid of Buddha, however the Buddhist statues. However, the later period shows the region with slabs and the drums where Buddha statues and Buddha was depicted. So both of the things have come simultaneously. In most of the region, as we have seen, the early phases showed the region devoid of Buddha images. However, the later period showed the region with the Buddha images, and that has been important. So those were some of the Buddhist monuments in the southern part of India.